have been blessed with many role models in my lifetime. Martin Luther King Jr. is one that stands out above many others. He has been referred to as the moral leader of our nation during the 60s. He led a movement that was literally life-changing for so many Americans, and still today that same war wages on and on in many different levels. He set the example to work hard, live peacefully, and follow a dream of equal rights for others, and live passionately for good. Throughout history, people have been killed because of the color of their skin, their beliefs morally, religiously, and for many other reasons. He spoke for those who could not sometimes speak for themselves, or maybe didn't have the means to do so. Martin Luther King also chose his actions to be peaceful and respectful. His speeches and talks with others were filled with urgings of peaceful protest and gatherings, and those that chose violence were definitely not following his example. His I Have a Dream speech is still quoted today, even after all these years, which is an important time in the history of our nation. In my opinion, one of the best quotes of all time is this: "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men were created equal." I grew up in the South, in Texas, in the 60s and 70s. And yes, life was much different than it is now. I was also fortunate to be raised in a family who did not judge others simply by the color of their skin or what type of person that they were, and I had great role models. In fact, my family was very open and accepting of others, so I was fortunate to be taught those ideas at a very early age and raised to also accept others regardless of our differences. However, I've had many friends and many other family members who did not hold to those same beliefs and ideas, and the subject has come up frequently. I was fortunate to have had wonderful grandparents. One in particular that I was closest to was my grandmother, my dad's mom. Granny was one of the most important people in my life. During my growing up years, my parents began their journey together very young and faced many challenges in their lifetime. They loved my sisters and I dearly, and I never doubted their love for us. We did not have many monetary possessions. I didn't have much of a home to live in at times, and other times we were lucky to just have food. We spent time regularly with both set of grandparents, but I seemed to spend more time with Granny Schuler. It was my grandmother who made sure our basic needs were met in the event my parents were unable to do so. As I grew older, I spent more and more time at my dad's parents' house for the weekends, summers, and quickly felt that was really my second home. When I began driving, I would spend many days with my grandmother, running her around to do her errands. It was also my grandparents who helped me get my first job, mowing yards, cleaning houses, and doing odd jobs for others. They instilled in me the value of helping others, as well as the responsibility of learning to work. I realized at the time I was very fortunate to have those opportunities, and as I've gotten older, I realized even more the full value of their teachings. I was fortunate that my grandparents and parents were very hard workers, and each one taught me that hard work was a requirement for life, but also provided successes to do so. We are given one life, and it is our responsibility to make the best of it. And what we do feel we are put here to do. I have recently been given a book writing opportunity to pen a series of self-help books for the purpose of encouraging others in their own individual life journeys, whether it be dealing with life or sometimes most difficult situations in life, or whether it be a journey of acceptance or discovering who they are. Whatever the situation, I know that our journeys of life are all unique, and everyone comes with their own life experiences. I credit my wonderful grandparents that gave me a great start on my journey and caused me to be the person I am today, as well as a much better grandparent. I know full well the importance of grandparents in your life, and I try and make certain we keep an active role in our own 12 grandchildren's lives. I feel my own grandparents must be smiling down on us as we choose to spend time with our grandchildren because of the wonderful role models that they were. They were not perfect, and I didn't always agree with their actions, but I was blessed to have wonderful grandparents, and I hope when our grandchildren are older, they'll experience that same feeling of honor and privilege that I have felt by their efforts toward me in my lifetime. As with my grandparents' example and Martin Luther King's example and words, we are all created equal. I hope my life models those same values to my own family and others around me that was shown to me in my life.